knwa News at 10.
The University of Arkansas reporting its 5th rape since May. Good evening, I'm Jennifer Piñate.
And I'm Chad Mira. Thanks for joining us tonight at 10. According to the Campus Security Authority, the latest alleged rape happened at the Sigma Nu fraternity house over a week ago. Reports from the Campus Security Authority came from people who receive information that wasn't reported to U of A police. While the university does offer resources to help victims of sexual violence, so do several other organizations like Sorority Alpha Chi Omega. Lexi Robertson, who's a part of the organization, says their philanthropy is domestic violence awareness, and part of their efforts includes providing a safe place for people and connecting them with resources off and on campus.
We do try to create just an open dialogue about issues that we have as women, issues that we have as sorority women, issues that we have as students on a college campus, just making sure that we're very open with one another, very honest and vulnerable, because I think that's where we get the best conversations.
This most recent rape case is not being investigated by the police department, but is waiting on a Title IX review. Stay with KNWA for the latest.
In Benton County, airport police arrest a man for soliciting sex at XNA. Here's 68-year-old Stephen Prager. According to a police report, he got naked in front of an employee at On the Fly Salon inside the airport twice. The employee stated she explained the massage procedures to him, but she found Prager laying naked on top of the massage table when she entered the room. The report states he began touching himself after he covered himself up with the sheet. He then offered the employee a good tip if she made him relax. After that, he exposed himself again. The employee told him to leave the room and texted a co-worker who alerted police. Prager is facing charges of indecent exposure and sexual solicitation.
A Fayetteville firefighter out on bond after trying to meet an underage girl for sex online, according to Homeland Security investigations. 37-year-old Scott Royal from Springdale was arrested on September 23rd by HSI agents in a joint operation with the Arkansas State Police and local law enforcement that targeted online sexual predators during bikes, blues, and barbecue. The probable cause report states Royal responded to a Craigslist ad and began chatting with an agent posing as a 14-year-old girl. Royal went to a pre-arranged location to meet the teen, but instead was greeted by federal agents. Multiple construction workers are injured after scaffolding collapsed on top of them.
The accident happening on Walnut and I-49, that's in Rogers. Danny Stracely with the Arkansas Department of Transportation tells us crews were working to take down the scaffolding on the corner when the rig collapsed. The temporary structure was being used to hold up bridge beams while building a new bridge over the street, but Stracely says there is no risk of the bridge collapsing. No fatalities were reported and the injuries were minor.
We had one contractor who had back issues, just slight muscle pull, and then we had another contractor who had a split fingernail. So considering what it could have been, we had considerably minimal injuries.
Very good news there. Stay with KNWA as we learn more about this incident.
A U.S. representative from Arkansas not letting his tour today distract him from national issues, commenting on the passage of a recent House bill to allow banks to provide services to legal marijuana businesses. If the Safe Banking Act becomes law, it would give the marijuana and cannabis industry access to banks. Representative Bruce Westerman voted against the bill.
Marijuana is still a controlled substance according to federal law. If we're going to start dealing with banking laws, I think we should first deal with marijuana being an illegal substance on the federal level.
In addition to Westerman, 102 other U.S. representatives voted against the bill's passage. 321 voted in favor, including U.S. Representative Steve Womack. It now heads to the Senate.
A Northwest Arkansas school needs your help supporting its band students. KNWA's Crystal Martinez takes us inside band director Haley Evans' classroom, where there's a shortage of instruments for those who want to make music.
My friend, he plays the trumpet and he played a song, and I thought, like, wow, that's really cool, so I decided to join band and look at all the instruments.
Sixth grader Lazaro Cardenas Mangana plays the euphonium at Gentry Middle School.
Well, it just looks really interesting, and it kind of inspired me, so I chose it.
Like most of his peers, it's his first time being in band and learning from Miss Haley Evans.
He's really positive always and optimistic about everything, and I just really enjoy her company.
Last year, Evans says less than 24 kids enrolled in the band program. This year, over 100 signed up, causing some to be put on a waiting list.
Our biggest issue with kids is getting them an instrument.
Evans says about 80% of her students need to use school-owned instruments due to financial reasons. But the school only has enough for half of them, causing them to share.
You have your own mouthpiece, so yeah. You don't have to share drums with them.
Evans says the money they get from the school budget goes towards supporting their high school marching band so they aren't able to purchase new instruments. Leaving Evans to ask the community to donate band instruments like clarinets and tubas. Evans says they're working with what they have so that students like Cardenas Mangana can follow their passion in music.
My hope is that we'll be able to pave the way for any kid, regardless of their financial need at home, to have an instrument and join a band program.
In Gentry, Crystal Martinez, KNWA Northwest Arkansas News.
The Springdale Veterans Memorial Organization kicking off its design competition earlier tonight at the Art Center of the Ozarks.
Architectural and landscape design firms, architecture students, veterans, and artists were invited to submit proposals for a Veterans Memorial, which will be located at J.B. Hunt Park. According to SVMO President Janny Lane, the memorial will stand as a symbol of the city's appreciation for those who've served our nation and will further enhance the appearance of the park.
It's very important for us to have a place to go, to pay honor and respect, to remember, to tell stories. We have fathers and grandfathers and brothers and sisters that are deceased and some living, and we want to carry their stories on. And when this generation dies, that park will remain.
The design competition is open to amateurs and professionals. Entries may be submitted until noon on March 31st. Winners will be announced May 7th.
The Fayetteville School District welcomes the newest additions to an elite group. In a ceremony tonight, 4 honorees were inducted to the Hall of Honor. Lolly Greenwood, Conrad Odom, Mireya Wraith, and the late Dr. Carmen Lyerly now form the class of 2019. The purpose of the Fayetteville Schools Hall of Fame is to honor former students and showcase them as role models. Lolly Greenwood, for example, was a longtime librarian and community outreach leader for the Fayetteville Public Library, who also supported Fayetteville schools in many ways.
Blown away, very, very honored and flattered to be recognized for a lot of the things we've accomplished.
Tonight marked the 23rd annual Hall of Honor ceremonies. Well, another close loss for the Hogs over the weekend.
It was a heartbreaker. We'll tell you how the young defense is responding during its off week in your Pig Trail Nation report. But first, let's take a look at your weather with Dan. And Dan, a lot of us keeping our eyes on these next few days. We're excited.
Yeah, we got some colder weather that's coming our way. Temperatures will be dropping. It's feeling like fall soon. And then we've got another front on the way that's really going to crank up the chill down. We'll have that coming up right after the break.
You're watching KNWA News at 10 with Jennifer Pignate, Chad Mira, Chief Meteorologist Dan Scoff, and your Pig Trail Nation report with Drew Ammon. Closed captioning is sponsored by Air Control.
Wednesday morning on KNWA Today, the top local headlines you need to start your day.
Plus, we've got another installment of my You Ask, We Investigate series.
And we'll show you the cooler temperatures on the way and your bus stop forecast. We'll see you in the morning.
Get your tickets now at wregional.com/Girls Night Out or call 479-463-3125.
At Underwoods, we've been designing custom jewelry for decades. It's an art as much as a science, and it comes down to 100 little choices. Underwood's artists will listen to you, and when we put that final polish on, it's always a little hard to let go because your engagement ring is still our greatest pride.
And then when it finally all came together, it was beyond my expectations, truly.
Underwoods, it's where you buy the best on Dixon Street in Fayetteville.
It's not what we ride that defines us. It's what happens along the way. We may not know where the ride will take us, but one thing's for sure. With the Law Tigers, you never ride alone. If you're injured in a motorcycle accident, call 1-800-LAW-TIGERS. Arkansas's motorcycle lawyers.
KNWA takes pride in covering the stories of our local communities.
Join us as we tell you about individuals and companies making a big difference in our community.
That's part of what makes Northwest Arkansas so great.
Doing Good, presented by General Mills. Now, your Weather Authority forecast with Chief Meteorologist Dan Scott.
Well, let's check out the almanac today, and temperatures warmed up. It's October, the month of October, and it's going to be colder. It's also baseball season, postseason. I'm a little crushed. The Brewers blew a 3-1 lead, bottom of the 8th, and yeah, that was rough. But anyways, let's move on to the weather forecast. What's rough is the heat. Check this out. Hottest September ever. The mean, 76.3 for Drake Field, and the Fort Smith mean, 81.7. When we look at the averages, 7.8 from normal, both for Drake Field and Fort Smith, and the record warmest for Drake Field and the second warmest ever out of 138 years. So that's a lot of years for the heat, and you'll notice the rainfall a little bit below. I posted more on this. You can check this out on our website, nwahomepage.com. Also posted it on social media, on Twitter, at WeatherDan. There's a cold front that's off to our northwest. This front is going to be moving our way, and it's going to be drifting in throughout the next couple of days. Now, tomorrow, thunderstorms will remain to our north. You can see that marginal risk in southeast sections of Kansas, north central Oklahoma, or western Missouri. That front will eventually make its way through the region. Now, this is why. A big surface high pressure system has been positioned to our south. So that's been pumping moisture in. But finally, this front will start moving through as the high pressure shifts to the southeast. Now, there will be a lot of thunderstorm development to our northwest. And while we will see rain chances on Thursday, it's not going to be super widespread. You'll notice the cooler weather moving in as high pressure pushes this front to the south. So by Thursday morning, we'll already see the wind shift, but the cooler weather will continue to filter in, and we do see those rain chances. Now, when we look at the hour-by-hour breakdown for the next 2 days, tomorrow is still hot. Temperatures in the upper 80s. Then you'll notice we're falling off into the upper 60s. Now, we do have rain chances coming back, little isolated showers. The much better rain chances and widespread rain will be on Sunday into Monday of next week. So we've got a big, strong system and a strong front. River Valley in the lower 90s, and you'll see on the future track, here is this cold push of air. So I'm zipping all the way through Saturday. I think that's too warm, honestly, but you'll see this colder air filtering in, and you'll see on Monday morning and then Tuesday morning, look at that, 40s across the area. Those are the low temperatures, so we're really going to be dropping those lows across the area, and that is going to feel so nice. So we've got 50s and 60s out there. But on the future track, overnight tonight, not really a whole lot going on. We hit the mid to upper 80s to lower 90s. And then you'll notice Thursday morning that front starts to push in. That's going to allow for some shower and thunderstorm activity to try to make its way into the region. Not real excited about the rain chances, but I know that wind shift is coming, and I know the temperatures will be dropping as well. So we're going to see right around the lower 70s on Thursday, Friday, in the mid-70s, and then as we move into Sunday, temperatures in the mid-70s, and we finally drop off those temperatures even into the upper 60s. And you can get the latest forecast on these Cumulus radio stations, and you know, we're going to be talking about this cooler weather maybe for a week or two, and so big change in our weather pattern.
About time, right?
Absolutely. It is about time. A whole month of September, there were only 3 days that were below the average high.
Now you can run a little bit more comfortably outside, right, Dan?
Yes, I know.
Until it gets too cold, then you don't want to run anymore.
Yeah, I know. Then I'll have excuses.
Right.
All right.
Thank you so much. Well, today is the first day of the KNWA Watch and Win contest. Each night during our 10 p.m. broadcast, we give you a code word, which is good for 24 hours.
Then you head over to our website, nwahomepage.com, and enter the code word under the contest tab, like you see on your screen right now. The more code words you enter, the more chances you have to win a $1,000 gift card. Today's code word is, listen up, the word is fall. Just enter the word fall into our website and you'll be entered. Stop laughing at me. You'll be entered to win $1,000. What a prize.
I just love the enthusiasm.
The word is fall. I don't know, maybe I'm just excited that it's fall. The weather's going to feel like fall.
Yeah.
The code word is fall. We're going to give you a new code word every night in October, so be sure you keep tuning in.
Yes, and I feel like I have to say this. If you don't get that code word and you call in, we are so sorry. We cannot give it to you.
You got to watch. That's the idea,
You have
right?
to watch, yeah.
But it's fall.
Fall. And just type in fall. All right, moving on to sports. Drew Eamon joining us on the Big Drew Nation set. Drew, are you ready for fall?
Yeah, I think Chad's excited. I mean, how much caffeine have you had tonight, Chad? You all right?
Not enough.
You good, man?
Never enough.
Pumped about that announcement right there. All right, Jalen Harris, the floor general for the Hogs. We're going to talk some Razorback hoops. Plus, the defense scored the first touchdown for the Hogs Saturday. The Chief, John Chavis, has got a group that has reached double-digit takeaways this year. It's coming up.
England Dental. Quality dentistry with compassion and care. Call us today.
She was able to be there for me when I was younger, and I'm really grateful to be able to be there for her. Superior Senior Care, they searched for a good match for my mom-in-law.
I love how I get to spend time with her.
She's there. She's hand is a pocket on his shirt.
They have welcomed me into their home with loving arms.
We wouldn't be able to have Mimo here at home with us if it weren't for Superior Senior Care.
The Arkansas Minority Health Commission is committed to making Arkansas healthier, one free screening at a time. Our new state-of-the-art mobile health unit is traveling to communities across the state to improve your health. All screenings are free and provided by a registered nurse. Educational materials and referrals are also available.
Our mobile health unit is meeting people where they are because your health is our priority.
Find out where we'll be next or request a visit to your town.
When the power goes out, don't be left in the dark. You can live life uninterrupted with a whole home generator installed by Paschal. Call Paschal today to make sure your home is ready when weather strikes. Paschal Air Plumbing and Electric, the ones you can trust.
Hey, Northwest Arkansas. Are you looking for a custom piece of furniture? Maybe a sofa in that specific fabric you just love? Well, Sam's Furniture is the place for you. We've got over 50 living room styles available in hundreds of custom fabrics. You can even select your own wood color, nail head trim, arm styles, and so much more. All custom orders are made in America and can ship in as little as 30 days. For all your custom furniture needs at guaranteed lowest prices, shop Arkansas's largest furniture destination. Get it at Sam's.
Got land? Let's build. At Southwest Homes, we make it easy.
Prior to Southwest Homes, we visited with about 17 different home builders. We went with Southwest Homes because they helped us to understand the home building process.
They were with us through the whole step of the way, which has meant a lot to us.
They came out and they just took care of us. We knew this was going to be a lifetime investment. We were making sure who we could trust and go with.
KNWA is giving away $1,000 to one lucky viewer. Watch and you could win. Check the contest tab at nwahomepage.com now. This October, only during KNWA News at 10.
Jimmy has had some good times with Lin-Manuel Miranda.
This is the freestyle sequel from here to Puerto Rico.
And tonight, Lin-Manuel is back. Plus Chris Colfer, new Fallon. Then Seth as SNL host Phoebe Waller-Bridge. All new tonight.
Now, from Fayetteville, high on the hill, this is your Big Trail Nation Report. Sponsored by Crane Automotive Team.
Well, the Hogs were down 14-3 Saturday. They got a spark from the defense. Scooter Harris with a scoop and score in the second quarter. Just one example showing the way John Chavis's group showed improvement in Week 5. Mike Irwin has this report.
Today was the first on-the-field practice of the open date week. There was some work on Kentucky, but the emphasis was on fundamentals like better tackling, from simple drills like this to a more live look.
We put them in some really negative positions where, you know, there's a lot of space between them and the ball carrier, making sure that we're tracking the inside hip with our knees bent and palms up and not overrunning the ball.
Senior Jamario Bell gives this team some badly needed experience at the defensive end spot vacated by Dorian Gerald, who was lost for the season in the season opener. Playing in just 3 games, Bell leads the team in sacks.
He's still not full speed. I'm looking forward to getting him back in practice and getting him in better shape and just see if we can't progress from what we accomplished last week.
Arkansas is the second youngest starting lineup on defense of all 130 BCS schools. It's been frustrating dealing with rookie mistakes, but with the exception of the San Jose State game, those mistakes are not the result of a lack of work and effort.
As long as they're giving effort and practicing, the attitude's good, there's nothing more that we can ask. I was definitely pleased today. For an open week on a Tuesday in full gear, I mean, it was real good.
This defense has had its struggles, but is among the national leaders in takeaways and scoring off takeaways. Mike Irwin for the Big Trail Nation.
Yeah, a little deeper into that. Mike, thanks much. Arkansas tied for 25th in the country with 5 picks. Hogs tied for 12th in the nation with 5 fumble recoveries. Arkansas ranks in the top 5 in the SEC in both of those categories. Hoops now. Jalen Harris, also known as J5, made his mark last season, finishing 7th all-time for Arkansas in a single season with 189 assists. It is year 2 for the junior as a Razorback. Different year, new head coach for Harris, who started all 34 games last season for the 18 and 16 Razorbacks. Eric Musselman, former Golden State and Sacramento head coach in the NBA, makes it clear how he sees Jalen's role in this program.
The coach's background, he told me, like, point guards at the next level, they all are leaders, and they don't be the guys that lead by example. They talk first. So I've really just been trying to talk a lot, let the guys hear my voice, so when it comes in the game, it's not like a surprise to them.
Harris and the Razorbacks in the red-white game Saturday at 3 from Barnhill Arena. Free and open to the public. Free parking as well. Doors will open at 1:30. There will be a post-game autograph session. Baseball, Dallas Keuchel gets the ball for Game 1 in the National League Division Series, confirming what most expected leading up to the Braves series with the Cardinals. Looking at Keuchel's season, he is 8-8. His ERA, 3.75, 91 strikeouts, 39 walks on the season. For the former Razorback, who was in his first season pitching for Atlanta. NLDS Game 1 coming up Thursday from SunTrust Park as the Redbirds visit the ATL. And again, this will be Game 1 of a best of 5. So if they go to a Game 4 perhaps, or a Game 5 potentially, then Keuchel would then be available again. Much more news in terms of Razorbacks, former Razorbacks, all the Razorback sports for you on hogville.net. That is sports. More news after this.
Get your tickets now at wregional.com/Girls Night Out or call 479-463-3125.
When I needed to paint my home, I called CertaPro Painters, professional painters who really care about protecting my garden.
Your house looks amazing, Jim.
Thanks.
CertaPro Painters. Schedule a free home estimate today.
I'm a go-getter. I want to advance my career. I need a prestigious degree program I can afford. Courses designed by nationally recognized faculty and a state-of-the-art learning environment delivered to my screen on my schedule. I'm ready to earn my degree, get my diploma, and take my career to the next level. I can do this now, for me.
The University of Arkansas Online for the go-getters.
My problem was never really my feet. It was always my back. I had had as many epidurals that I could possibly have in 1 year. And that's when Tara at the Good Feet store kept telling me to try her arch supports. The future I can see now. I couldn't see it before. You can't use this.
See for yourself with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
Feeling kind of tired? Don't lose sleep over paying too much. At FFO Home, our exclusive CertaQueen mats start at $198, not $600. Take yours home today. At FFO Home, you get the lowest prices every day.
In 2008, we lost a team member to an F3 tornado that went through Pitcher, Oklahoma. When we were first approached by Dan Scoff to become partners with the weather call system, it was a natural decision to say yes.
When weather becomes a threat, make sure you're prepared with Weather Call.
Being a homeowner can be stressful, but with Allied's A-Team, it doesn't have to be. Here's how it works. You join the A-Team for $21 per month, and Allied does the rest. From inspecting your water heaters to calibrating your thermostat, your Allied home comfort specialist will check it all to make sure your home is running as efficiently as possible. As an A-Team member, you also receive front-of-the-line scheduling and get instant access to our exclusive giveaways. We take care of things so you don't have to. Learn more at AlliedNWA.com.
Kate and Sam have been renting for years. They're frustrated with no room for storage and outdated stuff. They've started looking for a used house to buy, but they really want their home to stand out. A good friend recommended Schuber Mitchell Homes. With Schuber Mitchell, Kate and Sam can make their home as unique as they are and enjoy the benefits of owning a brand new home. Look how happy Kate and Sam are. They love where they live. You should too.
When I needed to paint my home, I called CertaPro Painters. Professional painters who really care about protecting my garden.
Your house looks amazing, Jim.
Thanks.
CertaPro Painters. Schedule a free home estimate today.
You're watching KNWA News at 10.
For the past 10 days, we've taken you on a tour along the entire length of the U.S.-Mexico border. Our team from BorderReport.com started on the Pacific Coast, and now it's at the Gulf Coast in South Texas.
Construction of the border wall there is ongoing, costing more than $800 million. With it brings controversy, property right disputes, as well as environmental and safety concerns. Completing our border tour, KNWA's Anna Warnicki is near Brownsville, Texas tonight.
Right on the other side of this wall right now, that's not Mexico. Mexico is actually 200 yards from here. But what we're seeing here in South Texas is that they're actually having to push the construction of the wall inland to preserve the wildlife refuge. When former Hidalgo Mayor John David Franz designed Hidalgo Pump House World Birding Center, he envisioned a peaceful nature reserve right on the Rio Grande.
A beautiful hike and bike trail for people.
But since 2009, an 18-foot steel-beamed wall runs right down the middle.
Ideally, you want a wall or a fence at your border.
The existing border wall in Hidalgo isn't on the border.
Initially, we were opposed to it as a community, but we realized that we didn't have the resources to fight it.
And the 18-foot fence in this part of Texas is about to be even taller. On Monday, U.S. Customs and Border Protection announced plans to build 65 miles of border wall in South Texas. 11 miles will be here in Hidalgo. This is about 18 feet tall. The new design for the wall here in South Texas will be about 30 feet.
Yeah, I'm concerned.
Ken Ortner lives near where the new wall will be built. He says some homeowners are worried what will happen to their property.
Because some of these people, they kind of front on the river, and then they got this thing that's going to go through.
That's part of the challenge the government has in trying to build a wall. Personal property rights, the environment, and safety are all vying to be the priority. But Ortner says he's not sure a wall will stop people from crossing into the U.S. Less than 100 feet from where the current wall towers, a wooden ladder dumped in the brush. Construction for the new border wall here in South Texas is set to begin early next year, but it depends on if they get clearance to build on some of the land. For BorderReport.com, I'm Anna Warnicki.
You First Banking at First National Bank with locations in Rogers, Bentonville, Springdale, Johnson, and Fayetteville.
All I can think of since the day we met is you're amazing and I can't forget the chicken or slow smoked brisket. They're on my mind all the time. Smokehouse tacos, one more sign. There's only one bueno and it tastes divine.
Join us for the Ozark Demolition Derby, presented by Sam's Furniture, Saturday, October 5th at Parsons Stadium, starting at 6:30. Enjoy the excitement of roaring engines, big hits, and crunching metal. Participants will compete for the first place prize. For tickets, go to rodeooftheozarks.org or the ticket office at Parsons Stadium. Don't miss the action at the Ozark Demolition Derby. We'll see you there.
Friendship Community Care offers a wide array of services for individuals with developmental disabilities and behavioral health needs.
Our statewide community waiver support services includes assisting with independent living skills, medication adherence, transportation, and much more. Friendship also offers school-based and outpatient counseling to address behavioral and mental health needs that include individual and family therapy, as well as our 5-day-a-week adult day program. Friendship Community Care, putting it all together.
Fresh, delicious, unforgettable. Bring your family, friends, and most importantly, yourself for the experience of Gusanos.
Come grab a slice at any of our 4 locations in Northwest Arkansas.
Check out our happy hour and daily specials. For more information on specials and events, check us out online.
The largest and longest-running job fair in Arkansas is back, and it's free for job seekers. Join the Rogers-Lowell Area Chamber of Commerce for the Northwest Arkansas Job Fair, presented by Glad Manufacturing on Wednesday, October 2nd from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. at Frisco Station Mall in Rogers. Job seekers, bring your resumes to hand out to potential employers. Employers, reserve your booth now at rogerslowell.com. The Northwest Arkansas Fall Job Fair, October 2nd in Rogers.
Bikers shouldn't have to go to extremes to get noticed.
Motorists need to keep a lookout for bikers and give them space on the road.
If you are injured in a motorcycle accident due to someone else's negligence, call Taylor King Law at 1-800-CAR-WRECK. We're going to be on your side, by your side.
I've been dreaming of a love like this for so long, and its flavor that's as good as it gets. Our $5 smokehouse meal is simply sublime. Get to Bueno fast because there's a deadline.
Welcome back. It's finally going to start feeling like fall.
Football.
The code word,
Magic word.
fall,
Yeah.
right?
Magic word. If you were watching earlier, you know what we are alluding to.
Uh-huh.
Hope
if
you
weren't
weren't.
watching, you're just going to have to watch tomorrow night.
At 11.
It'll be a new
Yep.
code word.
Giving away some money, huh?
A little bit.
That's awesome.
Did I make this awkward now?
$1,000.
I know.
That's quite a chunk.
That's and right
And no
before
taxes either.
Right before the holiday season,
before the holiday
so
season.
that'll come in very handy.
Uh-huh. It'll go fast too.
No taxes.
I wish we could win. Yeah, no, it's $1,000
Wow.
on a gift card.
All right, let's check out the 7-day forecast here. So I don't know about a $1,000 guarantee on the cold front coming in, but we do have definitely a cold front moving in. But it's not really going to feel so cool that you have to put on the winter coat. But as we move into next week, it does get pretty chilly, upper 40s for lows. That's not bad.
No.
Not bad at all. Bundle up.
Yeah.
Appreciate
Right.
it, Dan.
Thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you back here tomorrow, 5, 6, and 10. Have a good night.